everybody. Today we're going to talk on another topic related to health and safety. So when we want to stay healthy and safe, one of the things that we need to do is to eat healthy foods. So today we're going to talk about reading a nutrition label, and that will help us choose healthier foods for us. So when you're choosing foods and you're looking at your calories and your fat and all of that sort of thing, you want to make sure you're following whatever your doctor or healthcare provider has prescribed. So if they say to stay within a particular number of calories or fat or sugar or any of that, you need to do what's specific to your diet needs, okay? So first thing I want you to think about is what you would find on a nutrition label. So some things you might find on a nutrition label are your serving size. So how big of a serving should you have? A cup, a tablespoon, and how many servings are in the entire container. So maybe the container only has one serving, maybe it has 30 servings. So that's something that you're going to find on there. Another thing that you're going to find on there is your total calorie intake, or your calories for that item. And again, you want to do whatever calories your physician has recommended based on your unique situation. We are not giving specific diet advice, just how to read a nutrition label. You're also going to find your fats, your carbohydrates, your sugars, and different percentages of vitamins as well. So if a nutrition label says that there's only 45% of vitamin A in it, then that means that you need to eat other things to get the rest of the vitamin A that you need that day to make your full 100%. Okay, so we're going to talk a little bit about specific nutrition labels and what you'll find on them.
Hi, Maddie Hardy here again.
So, in this can of Chef Boyardee beefaroni, something that a lot of us have, we see this nutrition label here, and that tells us that a serving size is 1 cup and that there are 2 servings in the can, okay? So 1 cup and 2 servings in the can. We see that there are 250 calories in this, 9 grams of fat, that there is 32 carbs with 6 grams of sugar. All right, and those percentages that we talked about, you can see here, it shows us the percentages of daily value. And those, your labels will say, are based on a 2,000 calorie diet. But again, you want to make sure you're doing whatever's specific to your doctor. What you'll also find on a nutrition label down here is a list of all the ingredients that are in it. So if you're allergic to a particular ingredient, this is where you're going to find the information you need to determine that. Okay? So let's take a look at another item. Here we have
Fudge brownies.
Fudge brownies, okay? So when you make fudge brownies, are you thinking, I'm going to eat the whole pan? Well, on this nutrition label, it tells us that a serving size is 1/20th of a pan. So you should only be eating 1/20th of the whole package. And in that, you can see here, there's 2 different columns of servings or nutrition information. This one right here is when it's not baked, and this one right here is when it is baked. And the reason that it changes is because we're adding some additional ingredients to the mix when we bake it. So when it's baked, a brownie is going to have 160 calories in it. It's going to have 7 grams of fat. It's going to have 22 carbs with 15 grams of sugar. So this is a little bit more sugary than that beefaroni that we looked at. So if you're wanting to watch your sugar intake, this is probably something you're going to want to have sparingly. All right, let's look at another item.
Yummy! We have some mandarin oranges.
So mandarin oranges here. So this says that in the container, there are 6 servings per container, and that a serving size is 1/2 cup. So if you are going to open this whole can of mandarin oranges, 1 serving is 1/2 cup. So not very much out of there. You'll also notice that there are 90 calories, that there are 21 carbohydrates and 20 grams of sugar. So something that we notice about this is it is a much more sugary item. And you will notice when you look at your ingredients that it has mandarin oranges, water, and sugar. So definitely a little bit more sugary there. Another item?
We have sun-dried raisins.
So sun-dried raisins. So on here, it says a serving size is 1 box. And the amount per serving of calories is 80. You'll notice that we have no fat in this item. And total carbohydrates are 22 grams. And your sugars are 17. So again, our raisins are kind of sugary. Can I have a canned item, please?
Oh, sure.
So one of the things that you want to pay attention to with your canned items is the sodium content. Because a lot of canned items have higher sodium. So if you're watching your salt intake, you're going to want to watch that sodium intake. This is a great example because this is chopped black olives. And what you'll notice on here is the sodium is 135 milligrams per 1 1/3 tablespoon. So that's a lot of sodium. And you want to pay attention to that listing on here if you're supposed to watch your sodium intake and potentially have any fluid retention problems or anything like that. All right, and this says there are 8 servings per container and a serving size is 1 1/3 tablespoons. All right. So that concludes our information today about reading a nutrition label. If you have any questions, by all means, feel free to ask us. And everybody have a great day. Thank you.